if you have wines going back to 1840, it shows the depth and the longevity of the best wines from Bordeaux. This is an example of a wine that's 170 years old that still has some life.
Well, I thought the tasting was absolutely fascinating because it didn't cherry pick the greatest vintages, but it had a common theme with the numeric theme ending in a 0. So you got the greatness of the wines, but also the faults as well. So you could see where it went wrong, or the growing season wasn't right, and I think that's absolutely fascinating. For me, the best vintage for me, the second bottle of 1840 was quite amazing, considering it still had some freshness, and with those older 19th century bottles, I got a sort of Italian delicatessen on the nose, like a little bit of salami, which was lovely. I loved it. And then I thought the 1960 was surprisingly good, actually. I'm not saying it was the best wine, but it's the one that surprised me. Actually, I loved the 2000. I thought that was, I know that it was tasting for the older vintages, but I thought the 2000 showed really well.
Among the older vintages, going back to 1840, I have to say my favorite was the 1900. I know the 1890 had a little bit more concentration, but I really enjoy the finesse, the elegance, the still, I think, the nervosity behind the fruit of the 1900, that to me just is the epitome of finesse and elegance in Bordeaux. Among the younger vintages, I have to say I'm very impressed with the 2000. Incredible concentration. It's 10 years old right now and still seems almost too young to drink. And there were other 2000s I had recently, and I have to say that in general the vintage is open, but the Gruaud Larose 2000 is a baby and has a long, long way to go.
Of course, you had higher expectations for 1900. You had higher expectations for 1870. I think 1880 was a great surprise. I do not have a track record over that vintage, and it still showed a very pleasant, sweet fruit, and delicate, mature, sweet notes, and a good structure. Of course, 1920 was a really, really good wine as well.
Even a vintage such as 1950, which is considered one of the strongest in the Medoc, still showed amazing vitality and energy.